What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Aggro Cast. This is a series where we watch my friends' games and shit all over their mistakes. Today we have KT Roth in the teal on the Jeanne d'Arc. His teammates today, our protagonists, are Frankie Dukes in the yellow on the HRE and Schlangbang in the red on the English. The enemies today are going to be Kylo Jeff on the Aubid in the orange. It's kind of like Kylo Ren, but my name is Jeff. We also have Uhtred Ragnarsson, kind of combining a couple of famous Vikings there. He's on the blue, also on Jeanne d'Arc. And the final teammate for the antagonist is going to be JCIF. He doesn't really have a fun name. He's in the pink, he's on Japanese. As always, we're going to boost this forward a little bit and get to the action. Standard build order here, 3 and 3, and then rallying to food for the HRE. He's going to send his sheep in. English picked up a couple sheep. He's going to leave them over there. And the French, he's not a very good sheep herder. He always complains that the spawns are bad, but it looks like he did pick up 6. Let's go down to 2 times speed here so we can see some more stuff. We got a School of Cavalry coming up for our Jeanne d'Arc main. We have the Aachen Chapel. Might need to bring his sheep just a little bit closer to get in range, but he's going to have wood, he's going to have gold, he's going to have sheep. That's a great Aachen. We have the Council Hall coming up for the English. For the Japanese, we don't have anything yet. He's getting a lot of stone, so he also ran out of sheep. And then his scout is leaving with the sheep. Not a great start for our Japanese player as he goes over to berries. We have the School of Cavalry coming up from the Jeanne d'Arc player. That's obvious. He's putting a outpost on his gold because he's going to need to be pumping out those knights. And we have the Economic Wing Industry coming in for a Aubid player. He also will be putting an outpost on his gold. And we finally have the Kur Storehouse coming down. He's going to chop this wood nice and close to his base. So all is normal. A little late on the Kur Storehouse, but see what our Japanese player's up here. He's got plenty of stone here. He might be going for a second TC as well as the Daimyo, but we'll see. We got archers out on the map. Let's go down to 1 time speed as we got the archers out on the map for our English player. He's rallying them all the way over to the berries for our Japanese player. That's smart. He knows the Japanese like to go berries early. Let's see what's going on up here. We got... Maybe he had a little harass going on because he put his villagers in the TC or in the tower and they have not come back out. He's got 5 villagers in this tower. This knight is doing a lot of damage without doing anything at all. They're going to hide out in these trees for a little bit. They try to run in here. He's definitely going to take down one of these villagers as this tower is full. Not a great start for our antagonist. Let's check in on the HRE. Yeah, he's looking to go fast castle here. He does have 9 idle villagers because he just ran out of sheep, so he's going to need to go out to berries or just go to castle. That's all he needs to do. Let's check in on our English raid. Looks like there's no more villagers over on berries. Looks like there's 1 dead right there. It's a great raid so far by our protagonists, raiding on both sides of the map. Looks like we have some knights coming up for the Jeanne d'Arc player. He's just going to rally them to the middle. Jean's going out to kill the boars. We got some defensive walls coming in from the Jeanne player, knowing that there's another Jeanne on the map. He wants to protect his vills. English player looking for some villagers to kill, and our Japanese player is going to make an archery range. I'm not sure if that's the right play against the longbows. The Japanese archers are notoriously shitty. They need a bannerman with them or else he's just going to get torn to shreds by these longbows. Checking in our HRE player. He's about to hit castle. Could he get it up in less than 7 minutes? 6:59 on the clock for our HRE player to hit that fast castle. That's pretty impressive for Gold League. Although he doesn't have his prelate in the chapel. So there's the gold coming out for our gold player. He's got to get this prelate in the chapel so his gold villagers can get that gather rate. He's also in castle now. Maybe start picking up those relics. We have a scout fighting Jeanne d'Arc here. That's not ideal for our HRE scout. He's going to have to get out of there. Check in on our English player. He's he should just be going around to the wood line. There's I mean, he probably doesn't know that there's that many villagers on the wood, but he shouldn't be fighting under this TC. Just go around, harass from the other side. And our Japanese player is rallying his... What? He's rallying his Yumi Ashigaru right into the TC. Interesting play. Interesting play. That's what, I mean, you get these kind of top-tier strats in Gold League Legends. And that's a villager going down for our Jeanne d'Arc player as he's trying to build up these walls. Didn't pay attention or just thought, maybe I'll just get as many walls as I can here. Let's see what our HRE player is up to. He's sending a prelate across the map, probably going for these relics here. How many prelates does he have out on the field? He does have 3 out on the field. So let's see where they're at. He's got the one in the middle. He's got the one already bringing back a relic, so that's good. Picked up a second relic. That's on the way home. And there goes the third. He does have 9 idle villagers. He just put 9 of them or 6 of them out on the deer over here. But he's got these 3 house villagers that are just kind of hanging out. Let's check in on our Ayubid player. He's just gonna mass spears. He knows there's a Jeanne d'Arc on the enemy team. He's just gonna put those spears up. We got a knight on the prelate. He's gonna take that prelate down, but he did manage to get the relic a good 20 yards further to his base. It looks like this is the second prelate to go down, as this relic is also in the middle but closer. Oh no, is he gonna lose a third prelate? These Jeanne d'Arc knights are just going to town on his prelates. But he is moving the relics closer and closer to his base. Maybe he should go out. Looks like he's going to go out and get a little safer one over here. Checking in our English player. He's going to still attack these houses for some reason. He needs to be going around to attack these villagers. He's attacking houses that can just be built on the other side. Not the smartest thing to do. And now he's attacking this forge. These archers are not going to do much damage to the forge, let alone this knight. He needs to be killing these villagers that are attacking his ram. That's the point of this raid, is to damage the eco of the Japanese. But instead, he's just doing gold stuff. Now he's finally going to kill the villagers, and the Japanese just doesn't care. He's going to throw these villagers away. He still doesn't have the Yumi Bannerman out, and the Knights of the Jeanne d'Arc are just going to tear apart these archers. He needs to run. They're just trading blows. Look at this. This is as Gold League as it gets. He's going to send the ram back in, and the Japanese are just going to lose all his archers, and the Jeanne player is going to have to come back and save him from these longbows. He's gonna send some more villagers to their deaths here, trying to kill this ram, instead of waiting for his teammate. And the scout goes down, another villager goes down, and here come the Jeanne d'Arc Knights to clean up this mess. I mean, we got good value out of this raid. He could have got a lot better value, but, you know, you take your wins where you can get them in Gold League. Let's check in our HRE base here. See how many relics he's got. He's got the one. He's got a second one coming in. He has that third one that he moved closer. There's a fourth relic here. Another very safe relic here. If his teammate, the Jeanne d'Arc teammate, can secure this area, that's another relic that he can take home. The tricky one is going to be this relic in the corner, because you got to go through a couple bases to get to that relic, but we'll see if he can pull it off. It looks like our HRE player is starting to get out some men-at-arms as well, and put up some towers to fill up with these relics. He's got 2 in the base, in the cathedral, with 1 coming in, a 4th coming in. So I think he rallied he rallied this prelate to the wrong building. He needs to put this in the cathedral or in the tower that he's building, or this tower down here. And now he finally notices. He's got. Let's check in on our Jeanne d'Arc player, because these hardened spearmen are going to town on his walls here. So you gotta imagine you're gonna see archery ranges galore come up here. Any second, we're gonna see some archery ranges coming up for our Jeanne d'Arc player. As you see, the knights are not gonna do well against 12 hardened spearmen. So any second, he's got 800 wood. So any second, he's gonna spam 3 or 4 archery ranges to deal with these spearmen. But instead, he will be raiding the backline of the AOE player. A great raid as he's being raided. I'm not sure if he can handle his base and the raid, which obviously our AOE player has stopped at the wall, so he could not handle getting his villagers out of there while at the same time sending his forces in. This villager is just loves danger. She's gonna sit here and gather these berries. Well, there's 18 spearmen right here. And she's probably, I don't even think she cares. She's just gonna head back to the TC, drop off, and go back to picking those berries. Nice play by our English main here to get spears out of the map to deal with these knights. You know, the English, tried and true English formula of spears, longbows to start every game is very smart. Checking over here, yeah, these spears are going to town on those knights, so we might not, I mean, maybe they're invisible, but those archery ranges are definitely coming up with the 855 wood that the Jeanne d'Arc player has. I think they're back here. Maybe we just can't see them. But they're, yeah, I mean, they're definitely coming up. They're definitely coming up soon. Looks like we got a bunch of men-at-arms out on the map, 14, with 4 relics in hand. I thought we may have had a 5th one, but I'm not positive where that went. We are going to pick up this one in the corner. Looks like we have a relic party. Oh yeah, relic party on the south side of the map. See how long it takes him to pick this one up. And he grabs it. Well done by our HRE main to know that we were watching the relic party. Let's check in over here. There's no walls here, but our AOE player is destroying this wall segment. Not sure what the plan is. You can just go around. But look at all these archers that our Jeanne d'Arc player has now to deal with these spears. He's got so many archers. Yeah, he's just going to go in with the knights. That's, you know, the direct counter to his unit. He's going to try to attack that. And look at all these archery rangers coming out just to spam. Oh, we actually do have 3 archery ranges coming up. See, I told you they were invisible. And this AOE player really does not like wood walls. He wants to burn them down. I think he might be a pyrotechnic guy, like pyromaniac. That's the word I'm looking for. Because he just wants to see these things burn. And our Jeanne player is going to run in with the knights, try to bait the spearmen into the range of his TC. Finally get some archers out of the field. We've been talking about that for a while. 7 idle villagers. He's got so much going on here. He's got spears burning his walls that are so very important. And he's just going to pump these archers. Very smart. He's also going to throw down a 3rd stable to go with his school of cavalry. 11 idle villagers because he ran out of sheep. So maybe he's going to put another mill back on this berry patch. Or just go for the safer berry patch in the back. That's probably a smarter idea. And here comes the Jeanne d'Arc player to team up with the AOE. The AOE player wanted to build that ram, but he thought it wasn't necessary right now. But the Jeanne d'Arc player is going to throw 11 units into his TC and then realize that was not the smartest thing to do and take him right out. He might have, I'm pretty sure he saw that the rams were being built, so he's going to need to tell his teammates, hey, I need some help. There's 2 armies here and they're making rams. And it looks like he did that as 25 men-at-arms are coming his way. We are pop-capped with the Jeanne player, so he's probably taking these villagers to build a house. Yeah, he built a house, so we got space now. And here come the men-at-arms. They are going to annihilate these spearmen. If we check in on the HRE base quick, we do see that he got the upgrades. So he will be doing the bonus damage against cavalry and the +2 against all units. And here comes our first major encounter of the day. And the HRE, he's going to send his guys in. A nice heal by our Jeanne player right off the bat. The knights should be fighting the other knights. I don't know why they went over to the spears. Just let the men-at-arms handle the spears, and you can fight the knights. Your archers also should fight the spears. Do these guys know? I mean, I know this is Gold League, but my God, looks like that's a cleanup of the spears. And the blue Jeanne d'Arc is turning and running away. There's too many units here for our protagonist. And here comes a prelate to try to help John with all the healing. Let's see the AOE base. it looks like that was everything he had. He's going to go to a second town center, so he has no other units. Let's see if we can do some damage here on the eco of the enemy. It would be nice if we brought our whole armies, but no, we clicked and it's fine. And we're also going to leave. We're going to leave our HRE teammate hanging. It'd be nice if we had all of our enemy or all of our army here, but the HRE, he's going to feed the Jean a lot of XP here. This is not a fight that he can win against all these knights, but he did feed her enough HP or XP that she matched our protagonist, Jean. We are going to take a sacred site down below. Let's check in our HRE base, because it looks like we have another relic party on the dangerous relic back here in the corner. Let's zoom in and see how long it takes them to pick this one up. Back into the fight over here. It looks like the two Jean players are going to back away from each other. No one's looking to really fight here, as our AOE player is just now getting back up to like 7 or 8 spears. If we go into the HRE resources here, we can see that he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 relics, and is getting 1,000 gold per minute with only having 1 villager mining that resource. He's just gonna go into a massive farm transition, which is just a great idea right now because he's getting so much gold. He just needs to pump out units at this point. Check back in on the relic party. Going back to our English base, let's see how he's doing. It looks like they're gonna mass up a couple units to have a little skirmish here between the English and the Japanese. We do have crossbows on the field, which will do very well against these hardened samurai. The Yumi Ashigaru still do not have a Yumi Bannerman out on the field. It looks like there is the Katana Bannerman, so the samurai will be getting some bonus damage here. We do have 2 daimyo manors, so there is enough room to get another Bannerman out. He just refuses to do it. And these Yumi Arigashu, they only do 5 damage with the blacksmith upgrade, so not the best use of your time over here. And the HRE is coming in for a raid on the Japanese. He's going to do wonders here as the Japanese is reacting. Maybe the English should push forward here. No, he's just going to kill this tower. All right, let's go back to the raid. These men-at-arms for the HRE are under the base, just causing a lot of damage and a lot of idle time. A great raid here. And let's go up to the top as the Jeanne d'Arc player of the enemy is coming in on these villagers, and our Jeanne d'Arc player was caught out of position. It is 20 minutes into the game, so there are no more scouts. In Gold League, scouts are prohibited after about 10 minutes. It's just a rule that Gold League has that you just don't understand if you don't play Gold League. So many knights here out in the field, and our protagonist, Teal Jean, is going to have a tough time dealing with all these knights. He is making crossbows. Well, you know, the French crossbow, the whatever the heck that is. And with this gigantic mass of units, the blue Jeanne d'Arc player is going to run away. Obligatory check-in on the Relic party. So it looks like our HRE player has 7 relics. He's got 3 in the Regnets, 1, 2, 3 in the towers. Where's the... There might be a 4th tower. He built a 4th tower, but he hasn't picked up the relic yet. Yes, that makes sense, as there's 6 relics in hand and 3 more out on the map. Relic party. Being shouted at. Looks like these men-at-arms have caused a lot of trouble for the Japanese player, and they've chased these knights of the Jeanne d'Arc player back. And without Jean with them, let's see how they do against these men-at-arms. They're going to take a lot of damage, but they're going to clean up these men-at-arms. Not the best fight for our HRE player, but what are you going to do? He distracted a good 30 knights and ran them all the way back here. We do have our first keep up in the middle, you know, a very sound strategy of playing Golden Pit. There's 9, 10 gigantic gold mines in the middle, so get a keep up and secure 1, maybe even 2 of these gold mines. Japanese player brought his forces back. He looked like he was very ready to attack the English player, and then the raid by our HRE player kind of slowed him down, so we brought him back. And our English player really doesn't like towers. He's going to take those bad boys down while building his own. He's got a couple rams. He has a good amount of units here, 62 units total. But there is just so many knights and so many samurai here that this is not going to go well for him. He should have called a teammate over to assist in this raid, but it looks like our HRE player is massing. The English probably should have waited for these 59 units from the HRE to go forward, because he's going to get cleaned up here if... Yeah, here come the knights. He's got to tuck tail and run. This is going to be a massacre. He's got to get out of here. The crossbowmen are going to do fine, but there's no front line protecting them because those 7 men-at-arms just... The knights cut through them like a hot knife through butter. So he's going to have to get out of here while he calls the HRE men-at-arms over. But our men-at-arms, they're meeting up with the other Jean player as he builds his own keep in the middle. The Jean's playing very similar right now. But for some reason, the blue Jean player is very tentative. He's got this massive group of knights, and he's not ready to attack. Here comes our English main with some men-at-arms against these samurai. Let's check in on his barracks. I'll bet you $1,000 he doesn't have armor-clad. He does not. He has the resources. Let's check in on his resources. Yes, because he has 3,200 gold, but will not get armor-clad. All right, let's check back in on the middle of the map, and these men-at-arms are just going to tear down this keep very quickly. 25 idle villagers for our Jean d'Arc main. I don't know how long that was happening, but he quickly fixed it. Another fight that I don't think the HRE needs to be taking. He does like his men-at-arms, but maybe just mix in a couple spears, as the guy doing a lot of damage right now for the enemies is the Jeanne d'Arc, and she is only making knights. So just mix in a couple spears here and there. Looks like our English player wanted to mix in some spears. He had them queued up, but now he's just fighting the Japanese, so he doesn't need them for the Japanese. Oh, looks like our Jean player is going to get a surround, and the men-at-arms are trying to get out of there. Maybe they just stop and fight at this point. And there comes the surround. This is not looking good for our men-at-arms. This is... Although the blue Jean d'Arc, he right-clicked. So a lot of these knights aren't even attacking. So this could have gone a lot worse for our HRE player, but it's not going to go great. But it could have gone a lot worse. Look at all these dead knights out of the field. I mean, he had probably 60 knights down to 42. All of his men-at-arms are gone, but look at the health on these bad boys. Every single one of them took a lot of damage there. Nah, I don't know if you have enough units here to assist. These knights are going to heal up, but it's going to take them a while to be in fighting shape. And if you look at our HRE base, he's got plenty of income. Let's check in on his income. He's got 2,000 food and 1,500 gold. So if he just puts out a couple more barracks, he's got 12. He's gonna mass up his army immediately. And it looks like our English player is making progress towards the Japanese base. He too he put his Berkshire down in the middle. This is fantastic. He's gonna kill a lot of Japanese workers. This is the safest gold mine in the game. He's gonna take this gold. He could reach that 4th and 5th gold. This is a tremendous Berkshire. Maybe it would be even better if it was right there. But this is still a fine spot. He is just taking down an insane amount of villagers here. He doesn't even have to micro an army. He just has this Berkshire do all the work for him. And it looks like he's just putting up towers galore, just so every single one of his villagers in the middle can garrison if these pesky knights show up again. Check back in on the fight. Playing Ring Around the Rosie around this ram here. Now that it's finished, we can go in. Still not sure why the Japanese is making these Yumi Ashigaru. They're not doing well. They're just dying a lot. You know what we haven't checked in a while? The Ayubid player. He's got Manjaniques out on the field, and 23 spears to protect them. We do have a Stonewall Tower in from our Jean player. That's gonna Let's see if it takes down the Manjanique before it goes down itself. It does get one. He does have also some springolds there. You'd think that the big fighting would be for the middle of the map, but everyone's kind of bypassing that and going for each other's bases. We got some rams on the core storehouse and just nothing to protect these crossbows. They're going to get a lot of damage, but they're going to die quickly. But not if the Jean player runs away. I don't know what he's scared of. I guess he's waiting for his mangonels to come in and fire these massive shots and kill every single one of the crossbows. And Jean is just farming XP from this English player. He needs to have some... Oh my god, here goes another mangonel. Watch this shot. Direct hit. Just absolutely obliterating the English army. Maybe have some springolds or see that the mangonel shot is coming and move. But instead, he's going to make hand cannoneers. Chicken, our HRE player, oof, just massing up men-at-arms and Lancheniks. He's only had trouble with the Jeanne d'Arc player, so maybe a couple spears, just the way this AOE player is doing. Not sure where the Jean's army is. He only has 21 of it, so I guess this is it. He needs to get some more army out on the field. Okay, he has 47 guys on food now, so he's going to be pumping that, and 1,000 gold per minute. I don't know how much wood he needs. He does like to long chop. That's something we know about him. Maybe take a couple of these guys, throw them on gold, or at least some of the 25 idle villagers that you made build these 2 farms. I guess that's why he's getting all the wood to build the farms. Check back in on our English, and it looks like 2 armies will be pushing him at the same time as the Ayyubid pushes our Jean player. And ooh, man, our English player is trying to get all the gold. I guess he's going to pump those hand cannoneers out. And here comes the enemy into his base. Okay, he's going to garrison all of his villagers, but a lot of them, only 15 can fit in that TC, so a lot of them just going to be sitting there. And the Jean player is going to run away. He's making a lot of horsemen because he doesn't have too much gold, but you have this. Burn the TC. You have it in the bag. You got mangoes. You get those mangoes, and here come the HRE trying to save the day. He's going to take a big damage from those mango shots, and he's going to have to get out of there. They need some springolds out in the field. And in typical English fashion, his base is going to go down. You got to get these bad boys into the fight. Maybe some culverins. Here they are. Ooh, 3 culverins for our HRE player. That is going to turn the tides of this assault on the English base. Luckily for the English, almost all of his villagers are back here or over here. So he's not going to lose too much villagers right now. He still has 77, right? He's going to have to find a new source of food because he can't make any units with 0 food. But it looks like the HRE is going to come in with a massive amount of siege, and these hand cannoneers are going to do some damage as well. He's going to have to get these culverins on the mangonels, and they're going to one-shot those bad boys. Boom. He's overkilling them with the 3. And as they push this army back, a lot of horsemen. Let's check in on our Jean player. He doesn't have that much gold. That is his issue. These culverins are saving the day for our protagonist here. And let's just take a look at the Relic party.
Moving me gone. Moving me gone.
Back into the fight. It looks like the HRE has successfully pushed back this attack. 2 landmarks went down for our English player, but he will live to fight another day. He's got 80 villagers and only 2 on food. He needs to bring them back to these mills immediately because he can't make units. He's got 34 military, but he's going to want to do more than that. And look at these 2 armies running past each other. That's pretty hilarious. So our HRE players getting stoned. We have some trade established for our protagonists. Where are they trading to? Oh, that's not an ideal trade. They should probably stonewall over here, right? And then trade all the way to the corner. So we have a Red Palace versus the Berkshire in the middle. I believe the Berkshire just has significantly more range, so this isn't going to be too much of a fair fight. But it looks like our Jean player for the antagonist is just keeps galore in the middle of the map, trying to secure the rest of this gold as the Berkshire just handles these 6. We got some Rams coming over. They're going to go down. It's a good shot, but we threw it all away. And are we going to see an attack on the Japanese base? I feel like this Jean player could have done a lot more damage if he was a little bit more aggressive this game. But he can't really handle his macro. He's got 15 idle villagers, and they're going to... Let's see if they're idle for a while here. Big mangonel shots. He probably should have waited for his siege to show up to get into this fight. Oh no, here come the knights. But they're not going to go for the culverins or the bombards, the more important siege out on the field. They're going to go for the springalds. These culverins are enemy number 1 if you're on the side of the Japanese. And it looks like the HRE should probably get these culverins out of here as his entire army has gone in. Here come the knights and the elite champions to take down all of the siege. Not the best fight. We're just gonna get these alerts. We're just trebuchet off. Yeah, that's all we're doing over here. Let's check in on our Jeanne d'Arc player. By the way, 26 idle villagers now. Checking on our Jeanne d'Arc player. He's gotten up to 46 military. He's hurting for gold. He could come down here, but instead he's gonna trade. He's got 2. He's trying to put up a second. He's putting up his red palace with this keep. That'll secure him this gold for sure. And then he could probably work with the HRE to get this gold. I don't know if the HRE needs too many guys on gold. If we look, he's got 32 on gold, but he also has what, 6 relics. Speaking of which, the relic party has come to an end, and this prelate is going to make the long journey home. Let's see if he can bring this relic home. It looks like he picked up the relic that was over here, so our HRE player has 7 relics. Wild that he has 40 guys on gold. He's really massing it up, but he has so much food, so much gold. He's got stone. Maybe he should start putting some towers with bombard emplacements up on the map. Maybe fortify these bad boys up a little bit. There's a Springald tower. There's also a Springald tower. His base is pretty hard to crack here. He's got the keep. He's got all these towers. I think and he's in the pocket. The HRE is pretty untouchable right now. The English base is looking better. Maybe some stone walls to come up. Let's see if he's even gathering stone. He's not. He's also not gathering gold because his red palace his Berkshire went down. And he needs to get over to this gold, but he needs some help in the middle of the map. And our Jean player is just going to run underneath 2 keeps. He's got to wait till his cannons take these down. He's just throwing away units. And he's got to get his springolds on these trebuchets to help out his teammate here. The English is hurting with these 4 trebuchets. And here come the Jean Knights. They're going to back away the English villagers. And this measly gold of 31 per trip, that's just not efficient. They got to fight for the center more than do that trade. And Jean will go down. Jean on Jean crime here. Looks like they both have the blast cannon, so that's interesting. Not sure where our HRE player is. He's right here. He's got more culverins out on the map. He's finally mixing in some spears. Delightful, delightful. Because once again, the HRE player is just handling these outside members of the team, the AU-bit and the Japanese, and just not matching up well against these knights of the blue Jean player. He's going to send a ton of villagers over here to build a mining camp for this gold. He's also going to try to get a keep up. I'm not sure if this is the right play underneath the red palace. Maybe cancel that keep, throw some towers, get some bombard emplacements in those bad boys. And here come the English with a bombard of his own. Maybe send these units over because, yeah, here we go. Let's see who wins this fight. This looks like it's going to go the way of the HRE. There's not too many knights here. Oh, and look at this. Reinforcements coming in with more culverins and bombards. The HRE is going to do his best to take the center of the map. English desperately trying to get this Berkshire back up. Finally getting enough food to make units, but now it doesn't have any gold. So let's see what units he pumps out. I don't know why the HRE is running away here. There's not too many units here. He's got the mass. He's got the siege. You got to push forward. Take down this this red palace and get to work. We got Gulams out on the field here with crossbows. And Mangonel would just do work against the Ayyubid army. Maybe these 26 guys want to fight too. I don't know. I'm not. Oh, nice shot from the Culverin, but it is going to go down. Not sure if that was worth taking out the Trebuchet. But all of these knights are going down. The HRE is just destroying the knights, and now destroying all of these villagers trying to rebuild the Red Palace. Great work by the HRE player here, and the English bringing in his hand cannoneers. They're going to torch up these crossbows. A nice big fight in the middle of the map. And it looks like our HRE players helped out the English with some stone walls. Maybe get a market down in the corner so you get some better trade going if you don't want to fight for the center so bad. And the HRE player is just going to kill a ton of villagers. Just villagers dying all over the place. And knights are just coming in one at a time, and the HRE men-at-arms, they're gonna outnumber them, and they're gonna take them down. Somehow this red palace is up. I don't know how they did this, but we got a couple siege just going at it. We got a tower queued up in the middle. Why not? It looks like that keep is gonna go down for the Ayyubid because the protagonist, Jeanne d'Arc, is finally back in the action in the middle here. He's making horsemen because he doesn't have that gold, but this gold is about to pop, so he's going to have to make a decision, try to take this gold or just get on the trade. They got to make a gate here and get much better trade down here, because this trade to this market here, that's not the answer. It is just not the answer. The Berkshire's back up, and it's also doing work. Mangonel trying to come in for a Jean player. A cannon just standing in the middle of the map. He has the range, but no, he wants to be in the fight. And here come a bunch of villagers trying to help this red palace get back up. And I don't know where the men-at-arms are, but they can come in and kill another 20 villagers. Big Mangonel shot here. We got to get these culverins and bombards back in the field. We can't let this red palace get back up. And look at the range on the Berkshire. Just killing all the villagers trying to get that red palace back up. This Berkshire, especially if it was right here, would be amazing. It looks like our HRE player is taken. Oh no, we have the Japanese player with the relic here. HRE player is not going to like that, as he has 8 of the relics in his base and would love a 9th. We can take a little bit of a breath here as all the keeps just kind of stare at each other. It's which team is going to bring enough siege, and it looks like our Ayyubid player is massing Desert Raiders. Not Camel Lancers, but Desert Raiders. That's because he has no gold, and he has no one on gold. So the fight for the middle has lasted long enough that we got to get trade going, and it looks like we're finally going to get a trade market down here in the corner, but it's going to be interesting that the traders are going to go through this gate. Here comes the Jeanne d'Arc player into the middle with just horsemen. And they're going to get wrecked here by our HRE main, who has 24,000 food. Maybe start mining this gold again, or leave it for your Jeanne player, as you have an infinite amount of gold as well. A Rebaldaquin out on the field, that'll do really well against these horsemen and Desert Raiders. These are light range. They don't have that much armor. They're not going to do well against these men-at-arms. And the Red Palace is going to go down for like the 9th time. Yeah, look at these Desert Raiders are melting to the hand cannoneers and the men-at-arms. They're just melting. And here comes another keep for our HRE player. If he gets a relic in this one, it's going to be very hard to try to get this Red Palace back up for the 19th time. Look at all these keeps in the middle of the map. This is just rubble and keeps and destruction in the middle. This is what you get. You just get chaos in Gold League. Just absolute sheer chaos. We got rams being queued up to this red palace just for no reason, just to throw them away. You're not protecting them. You're just throwing them into the fight to die. Only 80 villagers for our English player. He's got 8,000 food, but he doesn't have enough gold or wood. He should also start setting up his trade. He's got the markets, but I don't know if I see any traders. It's just our Jeanne d'Arc player that's trading. HRE doesn't need to. He's got all the relics. He's getting a little gold here. And it looks like they're going to maybe go on the offensive. The HRE just throwing a couple raids in, trying to get information. The castles, although this looks very intimidating, that rocket is only shooting one guy at a time. So although it looks like it's, I mean, it is one-shotting them, but, and the Castle of the Crow coming in for the Japanese. Interesting decision. And we have a surrender. A double surrender as the middle has been taken. Not anything going on in the bases. But because they weren't trading whatsoever, just the one, we have a surrender. The Japanese doesn't want to surrender yet. And the Japanese will also tap out. Just chaos in the middle of Gold Pit. You're just going to get really fun, chaotic games in Gold League Legends.